Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy OTP Talk. And straight, let's go into the fixtures of the weekend where we have Nottingham Forest again.
Look at Nottingham Forest, where we had our own Nigerian boy Awoni having a great start this season. He scored on his first match where he was substituted, and the one he started against Sheffield United. Good game for him. Starting with the goal from Awoni, then Wood scored the late goal for them to see the victory in that match, for them to have a 2-1 win over Sheffield United. But when come to think of it, this particular weekend matches in the EPL, I've noticed that there are a lot of cards in each match. I feel the lesser match that has a few cards was 5 cards. Most of them were having 6, 7 cards in the match. So a lot of things has changed in the dynamics of being a lot of things has changed in the dynamics of refereeing in the English Premiership. There are a lot of fouls that are not fouls now, and there are a lot of tense between each of the players to understand them. I feel like they should have a round table, because when I listen to what Bruno said in after the match against Tottenham, it looks as if there was a back and forth between the way the captains of the team are having meetings with the FA and the referees to balance the equation of the new rules. So from there, let's go straight to Liverpool, where we have Liverpool Bournemouth. Liverpool win 3-1. Good game for Liverpool. Diaz, Salah, and Diego Jota. Salah missing a penalty and scoring a rebound from them. McAllister was red carded, which I feel that was not a red card. These are part of the issues I think is going on in the EPL right now. The situation of the rules are just too complicated, and sometimes it's not even balanced, because you see it here, it's an offense. You see it another game, it's just a free flow of the game. I felt like, okay, it was a yellow card because it was not without its concept. It was just a 50-50 chances with the ball and everything, but the referee decided to give him a red card, and I think VAR as well supported it. So good luck to McAllister or Liverpool if they can actually appeal for that one, but I don't see them doing anything special about it. So from there, we'll go to Wolves. Wolves is another game with another red card, where Wolves against Brighton 4-1. Brighton is really doing a good job in the Premiership. I think they just started off from where they left off last season. One of the good team not to play against, right? Just like Newcastle. They did very well. We have Mitoma having a solo run to score himself. We have Sholi scored brace in the match, and we have Etupians and the guy. What's a great goal in that match. And for me, Wolves that actually make Man U look dumbfounded going against a good team like Brighton looks as if they are not up to the bar, because some of these matches we don't judge with one matches, and we tend to move on from one matches. But when you see them against Brighton at home, they were at home, and Brighton just did what we need to do, like what Man U needs to do in the first match. That's what Brighton did this match. They were powerless. Wolves were too sharp, aggressive, as in the second third of the ball, the first touches, the second touches of the ball was too good for Wolves to even have a counter on them or play a midfield balls to get to the second person. So it was very, very different for them. And with this kind of game, Wolves is going to have a long season as well, because if you're not exposed, I don't see them playing a good game, because I felt like they played a good game against Man U because Man U were exposed in the midfield. So that's the difference between a team that's more solid in the midfield, that doesn't allow you to play or add a free run. So now it's for them to look forward to their mistakes. Like, okay, well, could we balance? Because I see that they were a very, very good team against Man U. They have somebody that can deal with the ball. They have somebody that can even move with the ball. So they need to just put a lot of confidence in them and play a more bigger teams, like even bigger than Wolves, so that they could come out in flying color. So let's go straight to Man U. Tottenham Man U, which is one of the major talking points in this podcast. And before we go into that issue, I want to talk about Casemiro. Casemiro is one of the midfielders that are going to the break before last season as one of the best midfielders in the Premiership, where everybody was trying to compare him and Declan Rice, Seydou, and every other good defensive midfielder in the Premiership. But this season, I think he has started on a wrong note, because he was the one that doesn't have any tackle yet in the 2 fixtures in the Premiership. But a lot of people are saying maybe it's because of the disciplinary measures of the Premier League that's causing this. But I felt like Casemiro is not that sharp for the kind of pattern Ten Hag is playing. He's a good player, no doubt. I love him, but when you leave Casemiro only to control the midfield, it becomes so difficult. It did same last season, but with the support of Eriksen dropping deep for him to have the space to run or to do anything, and Eriksen has to pick the loose ball. But now we don't have that. The Man U don't have that space in between the midfield. It is just only Casemiro. So any mistakes from that cycle, that's a free run or free flow from the opponent to get into the box. And the tactics Ten Hag is playing, it looks like it is just 3 players. that are in the defense, which is Casemiro, Varane, and Martinez, where we have the likes of Shaw and Wan-Bissaka playing up front. So any balls coming into this place where you have the opposition team has like 4 or 5 players, these players tend to be on the weaker side. And I don't know how Ten Hag is seeing his possession or his playing of style, but I feel like he needs to adjust because seriously, Onana needs more protection. He's a player that wants to start the ball himself, but if he's not getting more protected from the back four or from the defensive line, he get exposed. Like what happened against Tottenham, it was really exposed. Thank God he was a good keeper. I saved a couple of some of them, and at the end of the day, keeper could not keep saving everything. Sometimes you just find the ball at the back of the net. Bruno as well needs to just stand up and stop blaming everybody. This is football. This is where he stopped last season. He needs to just keep playing the ball. I understand sometimes when he plays off his wing, he becomes so frustrated. And this is not, this is him talking to the coach. Like, let me just play my number 10 role. Don't put me on the left side. Don't put me on the right side. But at the end of the day, the way the team wants to play is different from what they were playing on the pitch, because the approach is clear and what we are seeing on the pitch is different. Rashford needs to just go back to his left side. Like, Rashford is not, for me, I don't know how you feel about it. Rashford is not a striker. He doesn't have the ability to strike. But if he's from the left, he wants to run. He doesn't want to be caged. And a striker needs to spot his run in between the defender. Rashford cannot do that. He wants to take on the defenders one-on-one, so he had a breathing space, then cut into the right and play a shot. That's the kind of pattern he wants to play. So with Man U and Tottenham, I don't really want to deep, but I feel like with this issue and chaos, we'll be seeing more of a better side in the, and you know, they've not lost at Old Trafford since Ten Hag, so I'll be looking forward to see a different pattern of approach now that Mason Mount is injured. So let's see what comes out of that shape. Maybe they go back to the old self, the old Man U team, or they maintain the new style that they have been doing, because for the 2 matches, Mason Mount have been ghosted. I understand he's a very good player, but I don't think he has this defensive ability the same way he has this attacking ability, the same way Ten Hag wants him to attack and defend at the same time. And it's not even, I think the team around him is not really gelled. I think they just have to go back into the drawing board, make Mason Mount know what he's supposed to do in the team, because against Tottenham he was nowhere to be found. Garnacho on the other hand needs to just start coming from the bench. I think we all have high expectations for him, high hopes for him to do big things in the Premiership, but with what I've seen in the past 2 matches, he's not there yet. I think his physicality is another problem. He's too quick to be shaking off the body, and sometimes his mentality, his mindset, I want to get a goal, is part of his problem. Sometimes you can't get the goal by yourself as a right winger. Give it to the striker, let striker help you. So I think he just needs to start from the bench. He's more of a player of that pace, of that good chances of producing something good when it comes off the bench. Then Martinez as well just need to be very careful these days, because I feel like the referees are on him. Because now that cards is just flying everywhere in the Premiership now, I feel like it will be one of the targets. Anthony needs to just, maybe he should just go to the bench. I don't know. I said like the last time, he just needs to go to the bench. Maybe they start Sancho. They just make these people realize that you need to fight for your shot, because the way Anthony is playing for now is no brainer for me. So that on Man U, say okay, let's go to Man City, where we have Man City Newcastle. Very good game. This is why I said Newcastle is going to become a reckoning force, even in the Champions League, except they play an experienced side. Man City being an experienced side actually lead them to this win against Newcastle. It was not an easy game. Haaland was being having a muzzle, a tussle and buzz with the defender, but it wasn't allowed. Alvarez scored the goal, and I feel like they put so much attention on Haaland, so giving Alvarez the space to score such kind of goal. Foden was superb in that match. He did very well. But Newcastle was just too solid. I like their aggressiveness. I like their never give up ability. I like the way they even counter attack. They counter with possession and they want to make an end result out of it. But good luck to Man City. They have the 3 point, and that's all that matters. So we go to Everton, Aston Villa. This is another Aston Villa Everton. This is another match that we need to start talking about, to start asking ourselves, is Everton even ready for this Premier League? Because this is the same thing that happened last season. They started on that same foot, get defeated 4-0. And if you look at those goals, pin man marking was not there. Nobody was even targeting those they were scoring. It was just coming as if it's a free flow. They started scoring them very early in the game. They couldn't come back, and they keep conceding till it gets to 4 goals. Frustrated start for Everton, but I don't know. I wish they could come back because of Alex Iwobi. So West Ham Chelsea. this is another match that we need to talk about, because Chelsea, to some extent, they look as if they are a very, very good side with the way they play. And come to think of it, they are, because dominating possession is not an easy thing in the Premier League. But for you to dominate possession properly, you need to convert chances. And this is the problem they had last season. It's not as if they don't play well. They play well, they dominate possession as well, but they don't convert chances. And this is where I talk about Jackson. I was explaining Jackson to somebody. This is a rugged player, but my lack the end finish of the production. Chelsea are producing real well, real tactics, real game plan and everything. But at the end of the day, is anybody there to pocket the chances? That's the problem I feel Chelsea is having right now, because before you come and blame Enzo and or Cicero to cause the penalty, there was chance created that was not converted. And it is football. When you have chances created and you don't convert it, you get punished for it. West Ham already had a game plan. They want to sit back. They want to counter attack. They don't have any, and they had pros that can bring the crossing at any fucking time, that can do a switch ball or a switch of play for Anthony to be. Anthony is a powerful striker, very, very strengthy. You can't even get him off the ball. So they know their game plan. Let them play. Let Chelsea play us. When we have the ball, we'll put it to Anthony to do an hold-up play. Then we spread out and look, and it worked out for them. But the problem with Chelsea is they're not converting their chances, and this is the problem last season. And if they don't find a solution to that gap in the front, I think they are going to face the same issue they faced last season, regardless of the player they've brought in, regardless of the money they have spent in the summer. If you don't work on your finish line, it's just a waste of end results. Chukwuemeka scored for Chelsea. Not a bit surprised. I think he's stepping up his game more than from last season. He had a chance, or how do I put it? I think he has the room. Pochettino has given him the room for him to develop himself. But at the end of the day, I think he had a slight injury. We didn't know about the pace of the injury yet. Yeah, Chilwell needs to step up his game. I believe he's a good player. But sometimes when he doesn't even try to use his weaker foot, it becomes as if he's not a standard player he used to be. Because at that stage of you playing, you should know how to manage your weaker foot. Modric is not, for me, I don't know. The price might be crazy, but it's not the kind of player I'm thinking he is, or that what's that price spending that they spend on him. And for now, I think Pochettino should be worried about what is going on in the team. You just have to find a way to balance it, unless you go end up like striker, because like Lampard, because you can't play with so many ball possessions and don't find the end result. This is why Liverpool and Man City looks better. Once they are in possession, they tend to find the end result, and this is the problem with teams like Chelsea. Arguably, Man U too are in this mix, couldn't convert, because as well, I felt like Man U in the first 25 minutes of Tottenham, they were in possession of the ball, had like 3-4 chances. Anthony, Garnacho, I think Bruno as well, Rashford as well, in the first 25 minutes, and none of them could convert those chances. So these are the problems. If you don't convert chances, the other teams are going to take advantage of that. So I feel like Man U had a striker, but due to injury update or something, they are waiting for him. And is he going to get into the mix as soon as they want it? So there are a lot of talking points for Man U as well. I don't know, maybe they could bring Martial into the mix, or make Sancho a striker, or play him on the right wing. So that's it on Chelsea. We have Napoli as well, where Osimhen had to get 2 goals, and so it's a sweet one for them. They came from behind. Those people scored them first, and they came from behind and did the job. Osimhen as well started to put up his tally in this new season. 2 goals for him and still counting. Inter Milan as well did a great job. Lautaro stepping up. Lukaku's not there anymore, so they did well as well. Real Madrid Almeria too Jude too was, I think, was a good buy for the price they get him, because even playing out of the midfield position as an attacker, he still has the chances of delivering where he was to be. So another England player, I think, what's the hype they've given him? So Jude. Barcelona as well, actually this time around, come off on a good note, played 2-0, and at the end of the day, they got the 3 points. So guys,